Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu had a very heated exchange that got leaked by Axios regarding Israel, the ongoing fights between Israel and Lebanon. And I think a lot of people are, why was this leaked? People that are pro-Israel are very upset because it's shown weakness and showing a schism between Donald Trump and Israel, between Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu. So in Axios, it came out that, summarizing, it says, Trump's remarks to Netanyahu, the U.S. official said, "You're effing crazy. You'd be in prison if it weren't for me. I'm saving your ass. Everybody hates you now. Everybody hates Israel because of this." And Donald Trump just came out and he confirmed that this was not misreported. This was accurate in what happened.
Which you were angry with him. You said, "Are you effing crazy? What are you effing doing? I helped you stay out of jail." Is that true? Did you speak to him in those terms?
I did. I wouldn't say angry. I was a little bit perturbed at his constantly fighting with Lebanon. At some point I said, "Bibi, we got to stop this. We got to stop it." But I have a very good relationship. We've done well together. He always says, we could never have done it, but everybody knows that we could have never done it without the United States. But I've worked very well together. I like Bibi a lot, and I've worked very well with him. We had I'm a wartime president. He's a wartime prime minister, very important part of the world. And I think we've done, very well. We've got along very well together.
So I don't know what you think about that, but this all coming out, I think that they are still aligned. I think it is, even this being leaked, it's kind of a show of, that there's something going on, because Donald Trump, a lot of people do not like Israel at this point. A lot of people do not like Benjamin Netanyahu. Both of these men have been compared to Hitler, but especially Benjamin Netanyahu. I think if you took a poll right now, nobody likes him. What Israel has done is the most massive mishap of PR in history. I can, in just basically a year, 2 years top, since October 7th, which was a horrific event. But since that has happened, whatever is exactly happening over in Israel, and if there's anything that is being misrepresented in Gaza and just everything, the talking point is that Israel has committed a genocide against the people of Palestine. Putting that aside, I would say with the U.S.'s involvement in getting into this war, this operation in Iran, this was Donald Trump's decision. Make no mistake about that. He decided those months leading up to Iran, he put our whole fleet over there, got all the U.S. soldiers and everything in position. He knew what he was getting into. He was not being pulled and dragged along. Donald Trump, really, I mean, what does he stand to gain by just being lockstep with Israel? There's no, really, it's not going to benefit him in his presidency here and history in the U.S. You could think he's taking the long game, like he wants to be looked at as good and standing for the Jewish people. His daughter becoming Jewish with Jared Kushner and marrying him. Maybe that's what's going on. But I would say that Donald Trump he's not a little kid. He's not a little baby or a little boy making rash decisions. He knows what he's doing. And us being over there, so I think that this being leaked it's a real exchange, but it's not like he's going to have that exchange with Putin or President of China, Xi. He's not going to have those exchanges with them. This is somebody he feels comfortable that he can say that, and he's also very upset with Israel and how misguided people are about them. And I'm not saying I'm locked in with them either. I think they're not doing everything perfect whatsoever. And I think a lot of people that are very pro-Israel have been quiet about this, not really talking about this, because they've been standing with Donald Trump so long because he's been so united with Israel. And now that he's kind of that this has come out, it's oh my gosh, the house is on fire. I think this just shows that we're in it for the long haul. We're in it for the long run. And I'm not exactly happy about that. With everyday regular Americans, what we're facing, unless you have a member of your family that's over there and in harm's way or in possible harm's way, I can understand that. But just regular Americans, we're seeing prices go up at the pump. We're seeing prices go up in the grocery store, which we really are. But this really I think it's just more the internet talking heads, people that are just being crazy about this and saying just nutso things because they want to be on the side of not standing with Israel and not linking arms with them. I don't think we necessarily need to at all. But I'm not like where it's just like the wind is just turned against Israel, and if you're speaking against them, then you're okay, and you can be blasted on in front of everybody, and that's what people are receiving right now. That's where people are standing. That's the popular opinion right now. I just know throughout time I've seen this. Like I can't believe how crazy it's gotten with Israel. I remember years back when I did some traveling, and I remember being in some states like around Israel, and I didn't know anything about them at all. And I just remember people talking about, like, even back then, like this was about early, like, or late 2000s, and it was like if Israel was on your passport, like you couldn't even travel through a lot of the countries. And I can't believe that they have become so, like, hated, because it started over there, like the Arab countries surrounded them, but now it's spread across the whole world. It's like I just see it as people give them so much more credit than they really deserve. Like, and they're always behind every conspiracy that's happening, but there's never a smoking gun that links it to them. Like, have we? I don't understand that at all. Because, like, conspiracies are fun and all, but, like, there's never ever something that exactly points it at them. There's always this hearsay, this circumstantial evidence, but never anything that really says that they did it. And I just see, like, people have gotten to the point where it's just derangement with Israel, and it's like whatever they do is evil and bad. And they're so happy to see Donald Trump. I see him still linked arms with Israel and and Benjamin Netanyahu. I do see him as still standing for them. This is probably just a flare up, something that got leaked, and probably just like the Rubio thing, whenever it came out there that he spilled the beans out. Well, Israel, they just pulled us. We had to preemptively strike because we knew what Israel was going to do. Really? I think you're just playing the PR game. You're playing the game because you know what are the people in the United States going to think. Underneath the surface, it's weird that the people at the most top, you can say that they're controlled by Israel, and that's why they're all standing so, like, closely together and lockstep with him. I don't see it that way at all. I just see it as, like, we're not going to have this type of familiarity and this commonality like with all these other countries, like with the UK and the European nations, with Russia. Like, there's almost like Israel's like the United States of the East, of the Middle East. It feels like that. They're the ones that have the same similar values. I mean, let me know if you think I'm wrong about that. I mean, if we're honest, like, if you go over there, you would almost feel like you're stepping into Florida, or you're stepping into, I don't know, Kansas. It would be like a regular place, as opposed to just some of these other Arab countries, or even just other countries that, like, nuts so crazy things are happening in Europe. And just like, you can't talk, you can't have freedom of expression and say what you want, or you're being locked up. I know people are getting upset because they're saying, like, you can't say anything about Israel. You can't. I see it from both sides. That's my curse. I see it from both sides, and I get what people are saying, but I would heavily much more agree with and land on that Israel, shares our same values. It's a good thing for us to at least be there, a helping hand for them, and things, because they're a helping hand to us. They're not using us, where I think we're both using each other together in a lot of the things that we're trying to accomplish and what we're trying to make happen in this world. Donald Trump, he cares about his legacy. He cares about, standing for Jewish people. He's standing for Israel. And it's like this whole idea of, like, people that are Jewish that don't, like, agree with the nation of Israel. It's like, if say like one ethnicity got together and there's just one black nation, that they're just all black, or one all white nation, they're just all white. It's like, it would just almost be like turncoat, like or traitorous. You're not going to support your own people. And that's kind of what it feels like what Israel itself is. It's like the homeland, the nation for the Jewish people. This might sound like, Looney Tunes, but I don't see it as Looney Tunes. I just see it as, like, the people that they most represent your ideology, your viewpoint, your heritage, who you are. And so I get when people are upset, like, Americans, stand for America. And that's why I strive to be America first, what's in our interest. But it's like, we got to call things out as they are. It just seems so weird. Like the Dave Smith, he's just does he care more about his career, his popularity, saying the talking points that are going to get you accepted in major circles, as opposed to man, that's your heritage. I mean, you say that's your belief system, who you are. But I just don't. I don't get that. I really don't understand that. I've never grasped that. Doesn't that seem weird? Doesn't that seem odd? Like if I was just like, I'm openly against America. I can't stand them. I can't stand people that are Americans. I can't take it. Doesn't that just seem weird? Like, like the whole like thing about Jewish people, like that was the place that they said, we're building our lifestyle, our way of life. Get everybody here that's Jewish. I don't get that. That's something I have not, come of age, I guess. But help me through it. Help me understand and see what you see about all this. I see Donald Trump and Benjamin Netanyahu. I think this is just it's just a flicker. It's not even really anything. It's just something that just randomly happened. It was probably meant to be leaked. And even if it was like a heated exchange, it just shows that like these guys, they can say what they think. They're not like scared to talk each other. You think that Trump is going to say something like his handler, the person that is controlling his life, and he's going to say that to him? I doubt it. There's no way. There's no way. Donald Trump, he's doing his own thing. And this is PR. This is PR of putting in front of people that, we're having a skiff, we want them to. Donald Trump, he's for the Greater Israel Project. Because that is the America project over there. If Israel is controlling more of the Middle East, that is going to benefit the United States. You could travel through all these countries, and not I have to put on the hijab or I have to whatever and worship Allah for 5 or 3 times a day or whatever. But you have freedom of religion. Israel has that. The countries around them, they don't have that. So that's how I feel about all that. Let me know what you think. I'm always open to whatever truth. I want truth, and I bet you do too. So we'll leave it at that. Hope you all have a good Wednesday. See y'all.